I'm here today to talk to you about what you will need to get prepared for the Rita the Ripper club class that I'm doing. It is a foundation paper piece class, and I'm going to talk to you about a couple tools. So first off, you need to get the pattern before class because you need to make some copies from it. So this pattern, once you open it up, all the pattern pieces are printed on these loose papers inside. However, they are printed double-sided on a heavier paper. So this is supposed to be your main copy of the pattern. So you will need to copy this onto foundation paper. I just used my home printer to do that, and I made sure that my printer was set to just copy this one side onto another piece of paper because you will need to cut these apart to do the pattern. There are a couple choices that you have for foundation paper that I would recommend for this class. The first one is just a simple foundation paper. The pro of that is it's typically very thin paper and it's easy to sew through and remove. The con of the foundation paper is that if you make a mistake at all and need to rip some seams, the paper often doesn't hold up, and then you have a problem completing your block. Also, certain brands, even though it's very thin, it isn't easy to see through the paper without having an added light source. The second choice that you could do is called a translucent vellum paper, and this brand is called Simply Foundations. And you can see that it is super thin. The pro is you can see through it really easy. Another pro of this is that it will hold up better than just typical paper. And so if you have a mistake and need to rip something out, it will typically hold up to that. The con is it is definitely more expensive than just plain foundation paper. And then the third option I have for you is the one that I use is called Quilter Select Print and Piece. So this is slightly different. It is like an interfacing type paper, and the pro is it is very substantial. It really stabilizes your block as you sew. You definitely, if you make a mistake, you'll be able to seam rip. The con is that I did definitely need a light source to be able to see through it, and it is equivalent to the translucent vellum as far as cost. The other helpful tool would be some sort of light source. If you have a light box of some sort, I would definitely bring that. If you don't have a light source, what I did for my iPad is you can get an app for any type of tablet. It's called My Light, and it is as simple as doing that, and it makes your tablet like a light box. For this pattern, the blocks are all pretty small, so this source would be good. If you do a larger one, it would be hard to get your full thing on there. The last tool that I want to talk to you about is a add a quarter plus ruler. It is going to be hard to see exactly what's super exciting about this, but on one side of this, there's a lip, which helps you pull it up against your paper and get a very accurate 1/4 inch trim. It is see-through, so it makes it easy to see where you're placing it if you need to. And the plus has a tapered edge along here, which when you're going to fold back your pattern on certain lines, this tapered edge really helps you do that. As far as the fabric, I used all scraps for my sample. The sample is hanging down the block. The back of the pattern right here gives a very good description about approximately how much fabric you needed, and I didn't have a problem kind of following what they did. I just used scraps, so I didn't look for fat eighths, but larger pieces. And that is all you will need to have ready for class, and I will see you there.